Hey everybody, this is Robbie at Amped.
And this is Saffron at Amped.
And this is Ask Amped episode Trace 3. So we're going to be going from the hat. We have the Indiana Jones hat here, supplied by Anthony. We're going to be picking from that hat today. The Chipotle bags seem pretty popular, so we're stepping up our game a little bit. So let's start going. So first question, I'll take it. NEPA Airsoft, most unusual rifle model you've put a Polar Star engine into. We sort of pre-answered this last week. Personally, I'd say the Nerf Vulcan from Rudy was probably the best. He did two Nerf guns. One actually had two fusion engines inside of it, and they fired simultaneously. That was pretty sweet. Then he did another Vulcan. He did the Vulcan minigun, which is a single barrel setup, which was also really cool. Other than that, I mean, he's done some pretty weird stuff. I guess like the MP7 and all those guns that, I mean, I wouldn't call them weird. They're difficult to put into, but they're not guns that you don't see every day. So I'd say the Vulcan and the whatever the other Nerf gun he did was called were definitely my top two that I've seen. So why don't choose?
It's a cool one, so
Choose the next one. We'll just shove them over here.
all right. Next question is from NEPA Airsoft again.
Oh, you luck.
Very lucky, yeah. All right. The question is best BB weight for use in a Polar Star. I've been running 2.8s in all my AEGs and pistols for years, so now I'm using them in my PPSH Polar Star. Do you feel there would be any issues using that weight with the Polar Star? Working great so far for me. Polar Stars love heavier ammo. I mean, a 2.8 will work. I know a lot of guys like to run 3.0s, and with the Amped building a heavier gram BB, the sky is the limit now. So the heavier is usually the better as far as I know. Robbie, do you have any insight into that one?
Yeah, pretty much exactly what you just said. The 4-shoot really good, but we're sort of we're in a time of starvation and desperate need for Polar Stars, so very desperate times. But I've been using 2.8s and 3s recently, and it doesn't really matter. The gun still shoots fine, you know. And to be honest, a lot of games we go to, like the mount sites, and even in the woods when the foliage gets grown, you don't take shots anything over like 100 feet anyway. So it's not like range is a big problem for most games.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
It's true. All right, next. Oh, jeez. Okay. Oh, actually, I'm going to toot my own horn a little bit. So, Battle Goat says, done a lot of P-Star videos and Air Rig videos, done a teardown and nozzle swap, but I never know, have you done an FCU video function and tuning video? There's so many people that try to post it in a lot of forums, and even more that are constantly asking in those forums. It'd be nice to see you guys do a proper tuning explanation of functions video for P-Star FCU. Just a thought. I already did it. I saw your comment last week. I actually did an FCU video the next day thanks to you, Battle Goat. So you will always have a special place in my heart of inspiration. That's for you.
We buy the T-Train.
Hey. T-Train!
Charlie.
Anybody?
right.
Looks kind of empty. All right, next question. All right, from Timberwolf Gaming. I just took my new G&G Raider from you guys to my friend's game, and we totally wrecked people. I love this gun, and now I'm getting ready to take it to Steel City. And I'm also definitely going to buy some gear from you guys. Well,
Thank you.
that seems like a good review for us. Glad you
Awesome.
enjoy your product, and it's an awesome gun. So, thanks for shopping.
Black Widow Airsoft PA. How do you feel about Apex rifles? Actually, you've been up front a lot, so why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Apex guns, they fill a great role in the market where you get a quality external package. You're getting an upgraded gearbox. They shoot really snappy. We've seen a lot of success with them, and it's a product to keep your eye on as they continue to innovate and refine their products. So they're definitely worth looking at if you're looking between that, say, $250 and $300 range. It's a good mark to get in at.
Yep. Also known as Classic Army blowbacks. But, all right.
Smiley face.
Stephen H. says, do you guys know of any upgrade hops for M249s, M60s, or
We answered that
PKMs?
last week.
We actually, this is a double, but answer it again, no. So,
Sad face.
M249s and light machine guns in general are just stuck with what they have.
Double.
Is that a double again?
Yep. Double Doyle and Troubles.
Oh, Macbeth. Yeah.
All right, Ryan Miller asks, what kind of interbarrel range should I get for my G&G CM16? And what bucking system should I get if I get a Pro Win hop-up unit? Thanks. We've had a lot of experience with building these barrels and barrel builds for several years now at Amped. For an AEG, the ProWin hop-up unit is great. We recommend the Prometheus Purple bucking, and you have two options after that. With AEGs, I still personally use a Shredder's concave nub, but a flat hop is a great option too, which will definitely give you a lot of positive results. And for inner barrel, usually a Prometheus 363 Type 4 barrel should really make the deal complete there.
Yeah, inner barrel wise, there's a couple different options, but like you said, we pretty much like when it comes to barrel builds, no matter what we do it on, we always do the Promi Purple bucking and the ProWin chamber. After that, obviously there's flat hop, there's R hop, there's the standard nub, there's the SCS like he has. There's so many different options, and that's all arguable. I mean, people use what they want. I mean, we don't personally do R hops, we do flat hops just to the amount of time that R hops and amount of labor they take. But people do that, and people do plenty of other stuff too. So that's all personal preference on that. Barrel wise, I mean, there's PDI, there's Prometheus. It's more of a budget thing. Barrels go anywhere from like $40 to over $100, and they all have different systems. Like the Cobra Twist has that rifling on the inside to rifle the air around the BB. So a lot of it comes down to personal preference and what you've used and what you prefer for that specific gun. I'll go next. Powering right through. Okay, Ethan A says, what guns do you use? I use a G&G CM16 from Amped Airsoft. Personally, I have the Polar Star MP7. I also have a Beta Project AK that's Polar Starred, and I did have a Noveske style SBR M4 that was a Polar Star. I'm actually turning it back into an AEG to mess around with though. So, what do you got?
I personally rock I only have one gun really. I have a VFC M4 CQB pretty much. I have a Tokyo Marui pistol, and outside of that, I mean, that's all I really have.
Yeah. So, other than that, generally around the shop, pretty much everyone but this guy has a Polar Star of some kind or another. Like I said, I'm doing an AEG to mess around with because it might be nice for 24-hour games to not have the tank on my back or anything longer than like a 6-hour game. So I'm going to go ahead and mess around with that a little bit. But generally speaking, most of us use Polar Stars. I mean, it's kind of just the way it is.
Also a great time to check out the old loadout videos.
Yeah. We're still trying to get the loadout videos out as well. We have a couple more to go.
All right, next question. Brian Schnane, I think. What is your opinion on a plate carrier for a beginning airsoft player? Condor operator plate carrier or Lancer Tactical? Or any other plate carriers you guys prefer more? That's a really good question, actually. Condor is going to give you a great entry level plate carrier. They do make some really good stuff. Lancer Tactical, I've not had a lot of personal experience from it. It's not something I could personally put my stamp on and say, this is going to be the best thing ever. Personally, I have a lot of success with Pantac products. They've had a lot of great products come out that I've been able to use personally and work with. Robbie, what would you say?
I'd say Condor is pretty much, something tells me Lancer and Condor are definitely not manufactured, but I think they're pretty similar quality-wise from what I've heard. So they're right at that same level, which is why your question is a good question. I also don't have a lot of experience with Lancer Tactical. We haven't carried a lot of their stuff, so I can't speak on it. But the Condor stuff typically is pretty solid and relatively well priced when compared to Lancer and all the other guys out there. So moving on, gotta mix them up a little bit. Yeah, blending that in. All right, Mike. I don't remember whether this is a repeat or not. For whatever reason, we have some repeats in the hat, but. Mike R., what are your opinions on the new Wolverine drop-in HPA system? I think we did this last week, but just as a recap.
I think Bruce and them did it.
Yeah, we really like them. I actually just finished a video and put it out, so I'll annotate that down below. I finished a video and I did a video on the prototype and talked a little more about it. So if you want some more information, go ahead and check that out. We'll be doing more videos on that as the production model comes to light. But it's coming. So, alrighty. So. This is definitely a new one. Raider Airsoft 5 off of YouTube says, what lightweight plate carrier do you recommend quality-wise? What upgrades do you recommend to do to the G&G CM16 Raider? Love the videos. Wish to see more loadout and gameplay videos. I think I actually responded to your question on the YouTube already, but lots of new videos coming. We have a lot of national events coming up. I'm actually going to be doing a couple Shelby. If you saw the Shelby documentary, a lot more of those coming out. We're getting a new camera, so I'm going to be able to do more with videos because of that. I'm also learning more every day on Premiere and After Effects, and I'm learning how to work them. So lots of new gameplay videos coming out for sure as summer comes around. Loadout video wise, I mean, we still have a couple more personal loadouts to do, and then there's going to be gear all throughout the summer as it gets nicer out. So, as far as upgrades to your combat machine, typically as a base upgrade, actually air conditioning finally cut off. But as a base upgrade, we usually do the Prometheus purple bucking no matter what. That's something we do right off the bat. You can also do a Type 4 barrel of some sort, such as the Systema or the Prometheus barrels, and then you can also do, like we already elaborated on the hop up a little bit, the Pro Win. You can do the flat hop, the nub, but it all depends on what you're looking to spend. But as a first, second, third option, I'd probably go bucking barrel, then hop up unit in that order, so you can mess around with it.
That's going to be the most bang for your buck.
Yeah, for
really.
sure. Other than that, in other internal upgrades, I mean, there's never a point unless something's broken. I mean, you can improve trigger response by rewiring it, getting it reshimmed, relube and polished, maybe doing like a
Dean's connector on your batteries.
You can do Dean's, but wiring stuff, general maintenance and stuff like that. But
all right, next one. Executive Airsoft asks, if you guys had to make a custom AEG build without a budget limit, what would you build? Wow, that's an avenue for a lot of discussion right there as to what you want to get out of an AEG. There's a number of Charlie. There's a number of things you can do. I mean, depending on what you like. That's the thing with airsoft, is it's all personal preference. So honestly, it's kind of a loaded question. It'd be more like, what would I like, or what would Robbie like, or what would anybody else in the store like to do if someone just gave us a pile of cash and said, you're nuts. I personally build for reliability and durability, just as long as it can hold up and it doesn't break.
Actually, I specifically word it without a budget limit. See, yeah, that's definitely a big question. And that ultimately boils down to what type of gun are you going to do. I do something that is sub 400 feet per second with a 2. That way I can use it anywhere. I'd go for something. I'm actually building an AG right now, like I said before, but something with a MOSFET ideally. I'd probably either do something that's really, really snappy on semi-auto, because a lot of the games like American Milsim and Black Sheep are switching over to a semi-auto rifleman rule, so that semi is really going to start coming in handy when you can't just burn mags on full auto all day, because we're doing that to help maybe promote the sport gunners. But other than that, I mean, you can do a DMR. DMRs usually get pretty expensive because of the heavy springs. You have to have a lot of really nice parts in there to make it any sort of reliability a factor. So, big question. I mean, that's a lot of thinking. It's a lot of thinking.
Really should hit us back with what we would do with only a couple bucks.
Yeah, actually, that might be a new series of videos. Maybe.
Build out challenge.
How do you feel? That's a repeat. Talked about those. Okay, so you guys are awesome. Thank you, Anthony V. You're awesome too.
Very awesome.
We wouldn't be awesome without you being awesome. So appreciate it.
I tried to get the Anthony thumbs up in there.
The John.
Jason R. Which is better, chocolate chip or oatmeal raisin cookies?
Chocolate chip all day.
Ooh, coming in from behind the camera.
What do you think? I'm an oatmeal raisin man. I'm classy. I have class.
Yeah, whatever.
Class.
Communist.
Class.
I feel like I'm going to get shot if I make an answer either way, so I'm on that.
It's okay. You can come to the oatmeal raisin side. We'll accept
I like oatmeal raisin, but chocolate chip, it all depends on what you want and what you time.
Don't make fun of you if you say oatmeal raisin. I won't judge you, no matter what you say.
Can I say oatmeal cranberry?
Oatmeal raisin's better.
I don't think so.
That one's up for debate on our Facebook. Bring it up, guys.
Okay, let's see what else we got in here. Trying to remember.
The big one.
Okay, this is an interesting question. Fadeless Seeker, interesting name as well. Do you guys think you will be doing anything like a mystery box such as other retailers are?
Maybe.
Maybe. The big thing is, with us, I mean, we have a semi-big name in the airsoft world now, which is kind of weird to think about because we're still a small business. We have like less than 15 employees still, and we don't our storefront isn't that big, so it's strange to think that we're as big as we are, but we to do a mystery box or something like that, I don't think we're at the point in our evolution yet where we are big enough to take something like that on and do something like that. But I mean, maybe around Christmas time, that wouldn't be something we'd run all year, but that might be a cool special for like Christmas time or something.
Stay
like
posted.
that.
It's in the melting pot.
Yeah,
we're thinking
Well,
about
I mean, with all the NAD ops and stuff coming.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. It's just never been asked that before, actually.
We travel a lot, so definitely stay tuned on that one.
Too.
Bob the Corn Cob asks, where can I buy a Daytona gun? Boy.
A couple different websites. I believe there's a couple distributors in the U.S. I believe a guy named Tony Rizzo is sort of the big name when it comes to that stuff. He's on a lot of the Daytona Facebook groups, and he's been dealing with stuff for a long time. So check him out. There's a lot of other. I believe it's TNK Guns is his company. I think he has a company, or it might just be his Facebook thing. I'm not really too huge in the no. So check him out. I mean, there's a couple other distributors, but for the most part, there aren't a lot of distributors. Daytona Guns are a very specialist product that marketed to a certain type of people, and they're awesome guns. They're
great to shoot.
They're for certain people, and certain people want them. So, but I mean, they're great. We've owned them around the shop. We had a couple a few years ago that we messed around with, and they're really awesome. So, Fullmeister. Opinions on Condor good enough for airsoft or only fine for chair softing? Condor's awful. No, I'm kidding. But Condor, it gets ripped on. I've done quite a few videos on this before. Condor's awesome. Especially with the 2014 category coming out with the 2014 catalog. I don't know if you guys check that out. They have a lot of really, really new stuff coming out, and it looks like even for 2014 they're stepping up their quality again. So a lot of their stuff is still really reasonably priced. They have a lot of new stuff coming out.
Made in America, too.
And made in America. A lot of their stuff's starting to get made in America. So they're starting to switch
home.
They're starting to switch over to USA. I believe they're probably at like a 60-30 still made outside of the US, but I mean they're bumping up that number as the years go on. But Condor is a special place, for people who don't want to spend or fork out the money for like USA made gear, which is 4 to 5 times the price of Condor in some cases. It's really great, I mean, at the end of the day, we're not getting shot at. We're not like, hitting the deck and, putting rounds down range. We're playing airsoft. So Condor definitely has a place, especially in airsoft, because we don't need to abuse it as much. And even we've had Condor deployed with, active duty servicemen before, and they say that they're fine with it. And Condor stuff's not. It might not be at the same level of quality as like First Spear Eagle or LBT, but it's definitely, for the price, you really can't beat it.
Exactly that. And they're starting to come out, like Robbie said, new products, some new innovations. They're finally starting to pick up on what the market is really looking for in terms of all this low speed, high drag, I don't know, whatever it is anymore. I got that backwards, didn't I?
It's okay. Low speed, high. We're all about that low speed, high drag.
Let's see here. Ryan Bayer, how do you find out about the ops you guys go to? Well, there's several avenues. They are 3 to 5 national organizers that post on their website. Facebook also. Private forums or state forums actually used to be a little more prevalent. I know Airsoft Ohio personally has a lot of their local operations posted up there. Yep. It seems like any time I ever get on there, there's tons of them. So depending on where you're at and where you live, see if your state has an airsoft group. They're posting on there. If not, the national level games and stuff like that, they are usually really big on the internet. You're just gonna have to join their pages and they'll start posting information.
Generally speaking, all of the big three, I guess there's more than 3, but like American Milsim, Black Sheep, and Lion Claws, John Liu Games, they all have websites and their own forums, so you can always just hop on there and keep an eye on there. Other than that, I mean, you'll hear about it in the Facebook groups on Facebook, like Saffron said, and in your local forums. So we go to the national events mainly to vend. We vended a lot of the national ops. We take pretty much all the shop, and we set it up there for you guys, that people, if anybody forgets BBs or anything, we also usually take guns to the bigger games, we take gear, all kinds of stuff, but pretty much we also have all the necessities like BBs, and sometimes we have MREs there, which we've done before, but pretty much anything you could forget, we got your back on that. But at the end of the day, we all like playing. I mean, at one point or another, everyone here has been an airsoft player. Like, I started playing with the guys at AMP before I worked here, and before AMP was really like, a condensed business. We started playing 4 or 5 years. I started playing with these guys 4 or 5 years ago, and eventually people just start hanging around the shop and playing with us and rolling with us at the games, and then they get a job. So it's usually how it works. I mean, it sounds kind of strange, but most of the people that have come through the shop, we have pretty much been playing airsoft with first. That's sort of how people manage to get in. It's changing a little bit now that we're developing more as a business, and more of the business aspects are coming out. But back in the day, I mean, you started playing with us, started rolling with us. Eventually, we offered you, Kurt would offer you a job, and that was sort of the cool thing about it, is that that teamwork was at the shop and on the field, which is cool. So, okay, you want to choose the next one? Oh my God, NEPA Airsoft is just
NEPA Airsoft, man, you love it here.
Just getting lucky.
Best practice for air tank storage: close the valve before storage and make sure all the fittings are tight. Any other suggestions?
Actually, you need to make sure you drain it first. Typically, when you're done using your air tank wise, I'm gonna go over air rig too. When you're done with your gun, say your Polar Star's all hooked up, you're ready to go. Obviously, always unplug your battery, unplug the QD fitting from your gun, unscrew the UFA on your tank all the way so that the airflow is cut off. Drain the air rig by sort of just hovering it in between the two connectors with your air rig and your guns. Just you'll hear it hiss and you'll hear it die down. Then from there, that's pretty much it. You don't need to detach your air rig every time. I mean, other than the nipple covers help for the tank, the fill valve on the tank, having that rubber magnetic nipple cover can help protect it and keep some of the debris out. But other than that, there's nothing you really need to do. You don't need to do anything too serious. The tank can stay full. You don't have to drain it. I mean, it'll take care of itself. So hopefully that answers your question. That's pretty much everything that I've been doing. That's pretty much everything that I've been taught to do and advised to do. So, actually, we can both take this. What is your opinion? This is from Shaler Airsoft, by the way. What is your opinion on WE Tech? WE, I'll give it to them. They make a lot of guns that other people don't make, like the G36s and the M14s. No other company makes GBBR versions of those. WE Techs, naturally being gas guns, they have issues. Like they might have some reliability issues. If something breaks, it might be hard to find. That's to go with any gas blowback gun. It's not that they're poor quality. I mean, they seem like they're pretty solidly built and built pretty well. It's just the fact that they are what they are, and people who buy a gas blowback airsoft gun need to understand that there's going to be some maintenance you need to do going into it. It's not going to be a pick up and shoot gun.
Yeah, like Robbie said, I mean, we've seen good and bad with Wii guns. Some people go forever in a day without having any issues. Some people have a few issues right outside the box. I mean, that's any airsoft gun really in the long run, but the gas blowback market is where they want to be, and that's kind of the role they're providing. And they make some pretty awesome products, like Robbie said, a lot of things you can't even get that they'll make, and it's surprising. So it's worth looking into if you want something pretty rare.
Plowing right through. Next.
Gerardo Estrada asked, first of all, you guys took all my money to finish my Polestar. Some kind of face, hashtag no regrets. What is your best airsoft moment at an op or regular pickup game?
Well, you're welcome. We'll take your money anytime. It's basically what we do. So
keep lathering it on. I mean, we need our swimming pool always needs refilled.
Best airsoft. My most intense airsoft moment, ridiculous airsoft moment. Oh man, thinking back. I'd say it was probably at Op Charizard in that was a Lion Claws game. But basically, you can sort of see it in the video. Me and Kurt's cameras died, but toward the end we actually got some footage from ATC, who were nice enough to let us borrow some of their footage. But me and our entire team was dead. Me and Kurt were pinned at the end of a hallway in a room, and the door was one way. So there was one exit door other than the hallway, but it was one way. So we could open it, but they were already on the other side of that. So if we opened it, they would get in, but they couldn't open it from the other side. So we were pretty much stuck down there. There was Mullen's entire platoon and ATC going down the hallway, and we pretty much sat there and held them off for as long as humanly possible, and that was pretty ridiculous. Probably one of the most ridiculous things I've done. So what about you, Saffron?
Me? Probably some of the more ridiculous things involve Thunderbees and tornadoes and things at Steel City. I've had a lot of run-ins where I've been able to hold rooms with friends. One notable one, holding down Chicken Shack, which is a local kill spot in Steel City, well known for players there. Me and a friend were holding that off for quite a long time, taking probably 20 to 30 of the other team out. Finally decided to Thunderbee us, and instead of actually having that thing land and go off, I decided to just throw myself over a bar that was set up there, full plywood bar, and just completely land on all top of my gear, and only to realize, thinking, oh gosh, my gun's broken and everything, I got up and was still able to go, but then they threw a lot more back in, so I eventually had to leave.
Oh, so there's just ridiculous stuff tends to happen around us all the time. So if you want to see some ridiculousness, just hang out with us at games, and you'll be bound to find
something's bound to happen.
You'll find some trouble one way or another. Okay. So, the Tactical Idiot says, "Hey guys, I think you had a question last week, but this is not a repeat. Hey guys, what real steel firearm would you like to see made into airsoft that's not already been made?" We might answer this actually. There isn't a whole lot that hasn't been made.
We're getting to the bare bones.
I answered this before. I think I said the AAC Honey Badger was one of mine. I think
we answered it.
I feel like it might be a little older, but
I think we answered it in the room.
Yeah, maybe. Sorry with all the repeats, but I think the AAC Hunter it's basically an M4, but like if you would have asked us that question a few years ago, there would have been a ton of answers. But now it seems like pretty much everything's been done. Like I can't really think of much other than like Call of Duty guns or Battlefield guns, which whatever. But other than that, I can't really think of anything that hasn't been made
I'd like
yet.
to see a FAMAS that doesn't suck.
A FAMAS that doesn't suck would be cool. A non V1 gearbox FAMAS. So
Yeah, it's pretty tough. I mean, the market is got a lot of options out there for anybody now. So it's really,
all right,
I don't know. It's hard to say.
we're getting there. Might actually get caught up on comments this week. That'd be awesome.
All right, Dark Ops Airsoft asks, do you think red nozzles for Polar Star should be discontinued? I feel fields need to worry about the player and not the equipment, but this topic comes up a lot between us Polar Star users and AEG users alike. The other day, there was a kid running a Polar Star at 550 FPS and 45 RPS. This is not how a Polar Star should be ran. What do you guys think? Madman from Dark Ops Airsoft.
Man.
Politics.
Well, here we go. I guess I'll sort of speak on this a little bit.
Yeah, Polar
So,
Star users.
so once upon a time, when the Polar Stars first came out, we went out to Delaware and had them installed in all our guns, and they were great. We've never been one to run crazy rate of fires. I actually have all my Polar Star set to around 12 rounds a second on full auto, which is extremely slow. But at the big games, you need to conserve ammo, and running around on 50 RPS, knee sliding everywhere won't get you or your team very far, especially when you're playing against players that are at your same skill set or higher. So. I run them. I mean, I didn't buy a Polar Star for that reason. I know some people, people are dicks, and that's everywhere. So just dealing with the dicks is what people need to learn how to do. The Joule thing, chronoing with Joules really needs to happen. There's a rate of fire cap that I think needs to be applied. I know Lion Claws is not doing a 30 RPS cap on all guns. I wouldn't be surprised if American Milsim and Bosch did the same way, although they are all riflemen semi-only, like I said before. And then their sport gunners are the only full auto people capable of full auto, which I think the semi-auto rule is great. I think it cuts down on a lot of the douchebaggery that can occur with super high rate of fire guns. No, red nozzles shouldn't be discontinued because that doesn't change anything. People are going to be dicks with whatever they want. The red nozzle doesn't really enable them
Are
or
we going to
disable
ban
them.
like high-level cylinders for PTWs?
Yeah, PTWs have been around for a long time. People can still swap cylinders on those faster than you can turn up your PSI on a Polar Star, and people don't really complain about those anymore because they don't look, they don't notice them as much, and they're not highly debated anymore because they died down so quick. So, people are going to find a way to shoot no matter what the gun is. So I don't really see a reason of discontinuing the gun because of someone's being a dick with it. We use them responsibly. There's plenty of other people out there that use them responsibly.
What about like Orga setups and stuff like that where you need
Orga
or a poppet setup?
Some guns like even DMRs or even normal guns where you want to save air, you need a red nozzle to even yield 400 feet per second on like when we do low flow poppets and Orga barrels, you pretty much need the red nozzle to get any sort of desirable feet per second out of it. So that doesn't. Once again, it's more of a player thing issue. It's not an issue with the guns.
Yeah, it's true. It's the player issue. That's why there's soft spots and impact grenades for people like that. So.
I guess I'll read this one. Kevin S says, kid you not, this is a quote. Does Robbie get horny a lot? Because from watching previous intro videos, he looks like he, quote, wants to get down. Well, Kevin, that is my private life, but so we're gonna leave that a mystery. But
Gotta get up to get down.
short answer, yes, I do.
No speculation.
You want to read that? I think this is geared toward Anthony, but
Oh, I have a question.
go ahead, you do it.
Zachary Tyrone asked, how does one properly dip teabag potato chip?
Well, we'll cut in a short clip of me showing how to dip and or potato chip. We'll cut that in at the end.
We might have to cut that in. It might actually be made into a GIF as well.
I'm probably not going to cut that in, but
Blooper reels do exist for a reason.
We will see what happens. Stay tuned to the end of the video to see what my decision is. But yeah, there might be some teabagging.
There will be teabags.
Double. Double.
Pew! Got your hit.
Not important. double. Yep.
Is it like a triple at some point? Quadruple maybe?
Double. Alright, so drum roll please. The last question. We are now 100% caught up for the most part.
No, there's one left in there.
Second to last question.
Crash.
Mitchell Town says, what can you P-star and what can you not? Well, you can pretty much Polar Star anything thanks to Rudy in Virginia. He does pretty much anything. I mean, he'll take on anything. There are a few guns that he has done that I'm pretty sure he refuses to ever do again. But he can do, I mean, he can pretty much do anything. He did an FP7, for God's sake. He can probably do a Scorpion, I'd imagine, because it's an AEP gearbox. Don't quote me on that. I don't know what I'm talking about. But pretty much anything you want, he can do it. He did Nerf guns, so the sky's the limit. He actually did a prank for April Fools. He did he put up a troll post about a Guitar Hero guitar that he Polar Starred, which I really want, actually. I think it'd be kind of sweet to play Guitar Hero and shoot people with BB guns at the same time. So.
Pew pew combo, right?
Get at the whammy bar.
Does your stream of BBs fluctuate?
Okay. Actually, this might, if you want to take that, this might be a double. I don't remember. I don't think it is, but it's a good question nonetheless.
Sam G asked, are the people at Polar Star ever going to make a Polar Star that costs less?
We don't know yet. Polar Star is constantly doing testing of new products. They're constantly developing stuff. I know Ben Noges and Ben and Jordan and Steve over there are all awesome guys, along with the rest of the staff there. But they're always on CAD drawing up new stuff. They have their new 100% pneumatic gun coming out, which is non-electronic. They haven't released pricing yet, but I imagine it's probably going to be a sister product to the Fusion engine, so it's going to be the same. I mean, that suggests it's going to be very similarly priced. But now with the Wolverine coming out, the SMP, there's the Tippmann coming out, and then also Vulcan's gun, which is going to be coming out soon. I mean, they might have to drive their prices down to keep up. I mean, they're gonna have to do something. So I'd imagine so. Yes. So that's pretty. So that's all the questions for right now. Actually, thank you guys for watching. Please check out all our other videos by hitting
Make sure to let them know that to keep it going, they have to keep sending in questions too.
That's true. So if you guys
more questions,
as always, the best way to get these comments to us is to either leave a comment in the video that Anthony posts on Facebook, which is going to be this video. So if you're reading this off of Facebook, you already know where to comment. You can also comment in the comment section below. But once again, thank you guys for watching. Check out all our other videos by hitting the subscribe button at the bottom of the screen there, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the video.
Thanks for watching.
Bye. Nice.
All right, so step 1, assume the position. Step 2, you gotta make sure you're limber. Gotta make sure everything's stretched and ready to go. And then what you do is you go down, face, then you go up, and then you repeat.
Excellent form,
Get
if I do say so
some knives
myself.
in there too. That way they can see it in the kill cam. If you want to add some words to it, dip, potato chip.